Hi, I'm going to show you how to use the tarball with exercises for this course using Python in an HPC environment for the Bianca HPC cluster. And Bianca is a bit different, so let's see how well this standard procedure holds up compared to other HPC centers. Step 1, and I will go through the procedure a bit and then I'll actually do it so that we know what to expect. So if there's a project folder, and Bianca has those, we're going to navigate to it. There's not a course project folder, but every Bianca project has a project folder. We go there. We create a folder for ourselves, because usually those projects are shared with your colleagues. So we're going to create a folder for ourselves to do it. It's usually it's what people do. And then we go inside our personal folder in that project. There we need to get a tarball from the internet. This step will be different. But when we have downloaded it on our local computer and uploaded it to the wharf and moved it to our project folder, so this step will be hardest, then we can extract it and then we can navigate through those folders. So let's do that. But let's start at step 1. If there is a project folder, navigate to your project folder. Well, and for this it's important to also, I'll show you how to log in to such a thing, because this is now also tied to what we're gonna do. So to log into Bianca, it's SSH username at bianca.uppmax.uu.se. You need to be within the SUNET network, else it won't work. So I have a VPN here. You can see the logo if you look closely. And when you do this, you need to give your password, sure. And now we have our one-time password. And I fill this in. It's your UPPMAX account, so it should say, in my case, Richel at UPPMAX. And that passes 576877. There. Now I can pick my project. I will use this project. And that is just the latest project I have. We're going to wait for this to boot, and then we go to that project. I'll stop the video here. I'll see you back later. And we're back. So we have now our login node. I type in my password, just my regular UPPMAX password. And then we go. And then we have done our login to Bianca. This already took, I think, 6 minutes. I don't know the exact time. But this can take a while. I'll make sure there is a login node at the course, but this can take some time. Navigate to your project folder. Let's go. Let's continue where we were. So the project folder is in /proj, and if you press tab twice, you'll already find your project folder, which is also part of your login. So you can't miss it. There. This is my project folder. There's already a folder called Richel here. I'll make a new folder called Sven, although my name is Richel. Because in the next step we're going to create a folder for ourselves. I will call myself Sven for now as an example, which is exactly as given here. So mkdir here at the left means make a directory, make a folder. And then we need to navigate inside that folder. For that we use cd, which means change directory. cd Sven. And now I am in the Sven folder. Next step, get the tarball. If you're a Bianca user, you know this will never work. I will confirm this by copy pasting it here, and you'll see it will fail because Bianca does not have internet. Instead, we need to move this thing from the wharf. So to do that, I'm going to use a procedure from Bianca using SFTP. There are multiple ways how to do that. I'm going to follow. I'm going to use SFTP. All right. So let's take a look at my project there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look I'm going to download the tarball to my local computer. I'm going to do this here. I'm in a folder here. And I'm going to do this. So I have it on my local computer. So this is not on Bianca. This is on my local computer. Now I have it here. And this is all my own stuff. And I'm going to upload this to Bianca, its Wharf folder. How do you upload a file to Bianca? Well, let's Google this in the documentation. So this is the UPPMAX documentation, and we're gonna search for file transfer Bianca, and they'll be using SFTP. I think that's the nicest one at the moment. To from transit. Well, then I click on here. I click on transfer data. There are multiple transfer methods, and I'll click on using SFTP, and that's described here. Like, the beauty about using SFTP is that there's no need for what's called a transit node. You can just directly up and download stuff to your Wharf. So let's take a look. We are inside SUNET, else you would not be in Bianca. And then we need to start SFTP like this. So I copy this text. It starts the SFTP terminal, but I need to replace Sven by Richel because that is my actual name, my actual UPPMAX login. And also I need to change the project. So the project is called this one. It has this number. And I replace that number by this one. There. And there. And then SFTP will ask you for a password. So let's take a look. I press enter. My password, I can give my UPPMAX password now, but it's not just a regular password. You need to also add the 6 numbers from your two-factor authenticator app because it's Bianca. So I type in my password first. There. And now I'm going to take a look at my two-factor authenticator app. I'm going to look for the thing called Richel at UPPMAX. That's what it's called. 736245. Enter. And now I will have a connection to Bianca. I can see this because the prompt changed. And now I can type put. And then the exercise. And now it will upload the exercises to Bianca. So now we can go back. So we keep. I close it. I leave the step as it is, but I can go back to this step. We need to get this tarball, and so it is on Bianca, but not in our folder. So back to Bianca. I need to move that file to here. So I'm going to move that file wherever it is to here. The dot means here. Well, where is that thing? Well, that's you can find it /proy. We need to look for the Wharf folder. I do no backup first. Just press tab to autocomplete. Now we see all the project members. My nickname is Richel, or my username is Richel. I just press tab to autocomplete all the time, and here I find it. So I'm going to move the file. You can copy it if you want to here. The dot means here. And now if I take a look at my folder, I have gotten the tarball. Now it will be easy. Now I need to uncompress the thing. So I copy paste this command. You can do paste. You can also do Ctrl-Shift-V. You need to add the shift for a terminal. And now we have extracted our tarball. The next step is to navigate in the folder of that day or your cluster. It depends how it's organized. So I press CD to change the directory. I press tab. And I already see that there's only one folder here called exercise with capital E. If I press tab again, I see that there's another folder in it, only one, called examples with a little e. If I press tab, nothing happens. I hear a beep. If I press tab twice, tuk tuk, then I can pick which folders there are. I can see which folders there are. So let's say we want to go to an UPPMAX script, an UPPMAX file. I do that. If I press double tap, nothing happens. I press enter. I'm in that folder now. And with LS, I list all my files. And apparently these are the exercise files for UPPMAX. So with this, I have showed you for Bianca how to use the tarball with exercises. And you've seen that it's a bit more clumsy than other HPC clusters, but doable. I've done this for the course using Python in HPC environment for Bianca, and with that I wish you a very good day. Bye!